How's it going, everyone? I hope this last month and a bit has found you all happy, healthy, and horny to your heart's content. I apologize for dropping off the grid for a bit and falling from my general posting schedule. Life got a little busy, and I had other things that required my focus for a time. Since then, however, I have found myself playing some rather fun games. One in particular I finished quite recently, that being Doom: The Dark Ages. Without gilding the lily any further than it has to be, let's get into the meat and potatoes of what makes this game a solid play. What is Doom? Now, if you've lived under a rock your entire life, or are a rather intelligent starfish, you've probably never heard of Doom. This series was created way back in the 90s, and it revolutionized the FPS world at the time. People had never experienced such titillating and edge-of-the-seat moment-to-moment combat. It performed well, and released a couple more games in the coming years until around Doom 64. After that, there was a bit of a sabbatical from the dark dungeons and demon slaying until another big Doom game was released in 2004, that being Doom 3. In my honest opinion, the series really hit its stride with the release of Doom 2016, where Mick Gordon composed the soundtrack. The electric roar of the guitars and bombastic beats of drums breathed new life into the series, and everyone who played it suffered from perma-erection disorder until switching the console off for the night. Since then, we've received Doom Eternal and the latest Doom: The Dark Ages. Each game looked to add new and exciting mechanics to keep the general flow fresh, from bladed weapons and laser swords to flying your own dragon or piloting a goddamn Jaeger. How does Dark Ages hold up? At first, I put the idea of playing Dark Ages off due to what I heard about changes in the formula. Gone were the glory kills in exchange for what was promised as a faster-paced, more fluid combat system. Okay, cool, I thought. But what about ripping a demon in half with my bare hands? Yeah, it stopped combat for a second or two, but it looked so brutal and gory. Mick Gordon also would not be composing the music for this one due to Bethesda bullshittery. This was yet another thorn in the proverbial ghoulies. I wasn't sold on the idea of the game until recently, where I had a dearth in what to play next. I sat scrolling through the Game Pass library one night and just decided to bite the bullet and give it a play. Why not? The worst it could be is a minor inconvenience and a waste of time, and boy was I wrong to wait so long. Right from the get-go, the game oozes quality and gets you pumped. A demonic invasion? Check. Roided out muscleheads that look like they're on the verge of exploding from all the bullshark testosterone that they huff on a daily? You got it. Cinematic quality is high, and it drops you right into the action from the get-go. I was ready to rip and tear until it was done. The graphics are fantastic, and the many set pieces you explore throughout your adventures are both varied and interesting. I'll admit, the game starts off a bit bland, devoid of color, and unsaturated. But after you get through the first few missions, it really starts to ramp up. You'll be traipsing through Lovecraftian dimensions that drip with hues of green and are reminiscent of Skyrim's Apocrypha, to exploring fire-bitten ashlands of hell, where red plasma and lightning arc through the sky as gore crunches and squelches underfoot. Each mission feels well thought out, and the art designers really kicked ass with this entry. The music was also a pleasant surprise. When you're in the thick of combat, you still catch yourself bobbing your head or foot along to the rhythm of combat. I was very impressed with the quality of the music and how it managed to still grab you by the short and curlies and throw you deep into the demonic mosh pit. If all the legalese could have been sorted out in a pleasant manner and Mick could come back to compose with this new band, I think we really would have been in for a treat. But even so, it's some solid stuff, and it's a proper joy to listen to. Level design is solid, with some missions being a lot more linear and streamlined, while others give you a large open space to explore, and sometimes bang your nuts in the door trying to figure out how to find a pesky secret. The collectibles are fun to find most of the time, and oftentimes give you cool rewards. Toys can be viewed in the main menu and switch to their in-game render so you can check out all the beasties without them wanting to tear you into a McNuggie. Weapon skins give you some personalization, and data entries expand on the lore of locations, characters, and things that you can find within the game. I'll admit, for the first half of the game, I was meticulous in searching every nook and cranny for items, but by the end I was just playing the game my way, streamlining to the checkpoints and killing demons along the way. Searching for all the secrets became more of a chore than I wanted it to be, and while some completionists out there might love it, for me personally it just became a little bit too repetitive and numbing, and I'll expand on that in the next section that's coming up. But before we get to that, we first have to talk about the guns and weapons in this game, of which there are many, and they are all badass in their own right. Many of them give you divergent upgrades that you can switch to whenever you're at a shrine. This way you can mix and match and find out what works best for you. Upgrades all feel significant and punchy, and you know when you've invested in a weapon when it leaves a smoking crater behind where there was once a Mancubus. All of the weapons are useful for different encounters, and I found myself upgrading and using them all throughout the story. They felt great, and I loved the design and sound of each of them. Major points all the way. What doesn't work? Okay, enough glazing over what the game does right. It's time to talk about some things that could have been better or are just tedious to deal with. First and foremost, backtracking. I fucking hate how many times I've just missed a secret only to have a door shut behind me that I can never get through unless I restart the whole mission again. It's so infuriating when you're just trying to get a mission perfect in one go. Yes, I get it. You'd like the players to continue, but making us play a mission again just for one secret doesn't respect our time, and that makes me personally a little bit acid. Just allow us to fast travel between the shrines in the game maybe, or don't permanently lock doors and elevators behind us. It fucking sucks when you open the map, see you've just missed something, only to be stopped from simply turning around and grabbing it. The music, while fantastic, is oftentimes only during the battles. In the big open maps where there's tons to explore and find, it oftentimes becomes very quiet, and there's nothing happening. That doesn't feel very great. When you've got such fantastic sound design, why not work a little bit more on the ambience and add some tracks to keep us feeling a little bit pumped while we look for one piece of fucking gold in a 30-minute long map? Perhaps some chanting would be cool. Gunfights and screams in the distance. Anything that's not just silence. This was a pretty glaring issue for me, but it might not be so much of one for others. In conclusion, I don't really have any other complaints. This game does a lot right, and I can tell the devs put some good work into it. The demons all feel fresh and horrifying, some looking more or less the same, and others looking quite starkly different. I love the direction this game went, and I'm impressed by what Bethesda and id have created. If you're looking for something fun to play while waiting for another game like I did, I can wholeheartedly recommend Doom: The Dark Ages. Go give it a play, go kill some demons, and have yourself a jolly good time. Thank you for listening to my video, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. If you've watched till the end, you're a real one, so please go like and subscribe for all my future content. It supports the channel, and it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Go well, fellow Slayer, and kick some ass.